Hello and welcome back, and today let's talk about Maggie Rhee and why I believe she could be considered one of the worst leaders in The Walking Dead. And this might be a shock for some people who think she's a great leader. However, in today's video I want to argue why I think she's the complete opposite. So let's jump right into this with number one, her leadership is often driven by emotion and not strategy. After Glenn's death, Maggie's understandably traumatized, and most of her decision making is often fueled by vengeance, especially regarding Negan. Her refusal to forgive or even acknowledge partial redemption in others, like Negan, creates tension a lot of the time within the group, which isn't ideal for a leader. An example of this would be her unilateral decision to execute Gregory publicly. Perhaps he deserved it, but she didn't have to go as far to be judge, jury and executioner when many other leaders in The Walking Dead never go to this extreme. Point number two is that she abandoned Hilltop. After building Hilltop to become a power in the wasteland, Maggie abandons it for years to go help Georgie and to pursue this border mission, which is never fully explained, leaving the community in flux and without a leader and unprepared. In a post-apocalyptic world, abandoning a community with no leadership or clear successor is not good leadership and creates weakness and weakens the community. The only reason the Hilltop managed to become maybe the best community out of the four communities in that 6-year time jump was because of Jesus' leadership and him stepping up to the plate when Maggie chose to abandon the community. And when she returns, point number three, she is very authoritarian, bit dictatorship, and very distrustful. When Maggie returns in season 10, she comes back with a new group, the Wardens, and immediately starts making decisions like confronting Negan, pushing for risky battles, and calling shots in Alexandria despite being gone for almost a decade. She is not collaborative, and her leadership is often top-down and confrontational. And this sounds a lot like a leadership style of a villain, not a protagonist in my opinion. And point number four is that she often fails to foster unity. And this is one of the biggest tests of leadership in Apocalypse, the ability to be able to build trust, especially among former enemies. Maggie's refusal to work constructively with Negan over and over and over again, even when it would help her group survive, often isolates her and weakens the group overall. And it is clear with what we've seen Maggie do in The Walking Dead and Dead City, she is very much decisions, not diplomacy. What she says goes. And point number five is that her people just die around her all the time. Many people under Maggie's leadership die not because of the world, but because of her choices. The mission to Meridian results in multiple unnecessary deaths, and an unconventional approach with the Commonwealth leads to escalation and unnecessary bloodshed. Maggie a lot of the time likes to lead with justice in mind. However, this is just about fighting enemies. A good leader isn't about just fighting off the enemies, it's about saving lives. And a lot of the time, Maggie fails to do that because she is so single-minded on justice. Number six is Maggie has a lack of a long-term vision. While Rick, Michonne and even Ezekiel often talk about rebuilding and building a future, Maggie seems to be more reactive. She doesn't seem present and doesn't have a clear economic, social or defensive plans for rebuilding Hilltop or Alexandria, only revenge or for control or the ability to self-govern. And finally, number seven, Maggie has had two communities fall under her leadership. Every other character in The Walking Dead has maybe had one, like Rick lost the prison, Ezekiel lost the kingdom, but Maggie has lost Meridian, and she has also lost Hilltop, and she's now on her third community, the Bricks. She has failed to become an effective leader twice before, and with the Bricks in Dead City, it's clear she's not being that great herself, with the Bricks being forcefully annexed by New Babylon. She has shown time and time again she cannot keep a community running for long periods of time, and the whole reason that Hilltop maintained for such a long time and lasted over a decade is because for most of that time she wasn't the leader, and it only ever thrived because of actual good leaders like Jesus being in charge. And those are my points why I believe Maggie is not a good leader. She gets a lot of praise for things she hasn't actually done. Maggie may be a strong survivor, a resilient person, and have strength that many other characters don't. However, that does not make her a good leader. Leadership isn't just about surviving, it's about helping others thrive and making decisions to preserve communities. Maggie has shown time and time again she just doesn't do that. She is very narrow-minded, she doesn't let people redeem themselves, and she lacks the ability to make effective decisions for the greater good. She is very much we must get justice at all costs, even at the cost of her own community. And all this adds up to just making Maggie a very ineffective leader. She does not have the necessary skills and has not shown the ability to become a great leader. I don't know how she keeps becoming leaders and how people see her as this amazing leader in universe, because time and time again she has proven us wrong. However, that's just my personal opinion. So please tell me down below, do you agree with me that she is not a good leader, or do you disagree? And if you do, tell me your points for what makes Maggie Rhee a great leader down in the comments. This is it for me today, so thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you later.